Hello, everyone. Welcome to Be Still and Know. We're in the midst of November, Father's favorite month, for a lot of reasons. And particularly today is my mother's birthday. Yesterday was my father's. They passed away in 2021 and 2022, but today is my mother's birthday. So keep her in your prayers today. May she rest in peace. But November is also a great month to remember all the souls right, in purgatory and to pray them into heaven. We should doing that every day, praying for the poor souls in purgatory. It's one of our kind of main priorities, I believe, as Catholics and as good Christians to help get the souls in purgatory into heaven. So please pray for them today and every day. Some families do around, a tradition is to pray for the souls at dinner time when you pray your dinner prayers. You pray for the souls at the end of the dinner prayer. So that's a kind of nice tradition if you wanted to do that. But please continue to pray for the souls as we continue to pray for the souls that have been given to us on the altar this month. We split them between here and the Shrine Church. You'll notice little white boxes on the altar, and that is filled with the names of the souls people have asked us to pray for. So we're doing that the whole month of November. Remember also, November is the month of saints, and so we have relics in front of each altar with a card describing what relics are in there. We have some pretty amazing ones here at St. Patrick's. I think the one that we're most privileged to have is the cloak of St. Joseph, Mary's husband. And so that's a real privilege. There's a bunch of others in there as well. So please check them out the whole month of November. And remember, the saints are role models for us, right? They give us examples to set our lives by so that we can become holy and get to heaven. And never forget that saints weren't always saints and that even though you don't think you ever could become a saint, you'd be surprised at what some of the saints went through um, in their lives. I always use Saint Mark Jianxing. He's from China, and he was a doctor during the Boxer Rebellion, and he helped the sick and the poor without any cost. He just helped them. His whole life was devoted to, bringing health and wellness to those who couldn't afford it. And he was addicted to opium his whole life. And so, just to show you that saints aren't always the most perfect, but when it comes to being what it takes to be a saint, they have what it takes, and so do you. So you should always remember that and be guided by that in your life. So it's a big encouragement, especially in the month of November, to keep praying for the souls and to keep looking to the saints as our role models. So I encourage you to do that as we go throughout this month. Just some more, we're in the church again, just because it's after school mass, and I thought, again, a great place to have a talk as we approach our capital campaign commitment weekend, which is coming up in a couple weeks. So if you've been to a reception and you received a pledge card, please continue to pray and discern what you can sacrifice. I know it's a sacrifice to give to the project, but the project is a good one. It's a project of need that we've needed for so long to improve our bathrooms and the lobby and the confessionals and the roof and a great many other things in the church and lobby areas. So please consider strongly sacrificing and giving to that project. It means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to our parish. Everyone who's been to a reception has said, this is incredible, Father. We've needed this for a long time. We can't wait to see it come into fruition. But the bottom line is that we cannot break ground until we have 50% cash in hand. So I know it's an aggressive goal to get to, but I'd love to break ground in April, May, so that we can have this space ready for Christmas 2026. So let's keep that in our prayers and keep that strong in our focus these days as we're discerning all the things that are going on in our lives. So again, remember, please, this month of November, it is a really powerful month, to look to the saints as role models and to pray for the souls. Purgatory, it's one of my favorite times of the year. And it is also coming is the end of ordinary time and the beginning of Advent, another beautiful time in the church, a time of anticipation and excitement for what is to come, the light to come in the world, that light that we already experience in our lives. Today's gospel was a great example. It was one of the prudent steward, and he gets fired from his job, and for being not so good at his job, so he gets fired, and then he goes around and in long story short, he starts being kind to other people for the wrong reason. He is being very prudent and very kind, and that's a great thing. But he's doing it to make sure he has security of himself so that he has places he can go and find work or places he can go and live. People will welcome him in because of how prudent he's being, right? But that's not the reason we're prudent and kind, right? The reason we're prudent and kind is because we want to be holy and we want to get to heaven, right? That's our goal. Jesus says at the end of the gospel that not even the children of light are being prudent, but these people over here, these, sinners and stewards that are getting fired, like they're being prudent, and we should know how to be prudent and kind and generous, right? As children of the light, right? That light that's come that we're preparing to receive into the world at Christmas. That light is already in us, and we should take that to heart and prepare for it as we prepare for Advent and Christmas season. So again, thank you for listening. God bless. We do have some things coming up. The weekend of November 23rd is Christ the King Sunday. The Eucharistic miracle panels, which we've had in the past, are coming again to our church. It's a great blessing. Those panels are created by now Saint Carlo Acutis. So those are Eucharistic panels that are coming were a creation of Carlo when he was living. It was a big passion in his life. So those panels will be here from Wednesday to Sunday, the 23rd, to view in the Parish Activity Center, Boy Scout rooms. So please come check them out while they're here. They're very beautiful. Again, that same weekend is Commitment Weekend to launch our campaign kind of more widely and more, get excited about it, see where we're at in our goal. We'll announce that weekend to get people pumped, to help, kind of let it sink in. This is happening and we need the funds to make it happen. So again, thank you and God bless. Have a great week. I love you all.